More LGUs in Metro Manila have started vaccinating minors in the 12 to 17 age group. The health department says other areas in the country can follow suit if they are ready. The Commission on Elections is preparing to tackle the petition seeking to cancel the candidacy of former Senator Bongbong Marcos. Over 100,000 COVID-19 vaccines went to waste after a fire broke out at the Zamboanga del Sur Provincial Health Office. LGUs in the province are now worried about not hitting their inoculation targets, with vaccine supply affected. And the Metro Manila Council has decided to lift its curfew policy starting tomorrow. This comes as new COVID-19 cases drop to the lowest since February. Focused and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Sean Yao. The Commission on Elections is set to tackle a petition seeking to cancel the certificate of candidacy of presidential aspirant Bongbong Marcos. Comelec spokesman James Jimenez told 1PH's One Balita Pilipinas that hearings will be conducted to determine if the complaint is substantial. A group of petitioners accused Marcos of misstating a crucial piece of information during his filing of candidacy. This is still in connection to his conviction back in 1995 for tax evasion.
Ang punto ng cancellation is that nagkaroon ng material misrepresentation doon sa sa COC. Ibig sabihin, nagkaroon ng pagsisinungaling, no? Or maling impormasyon na binigay doon sa COC. So kailangan patunayan po yan.
Meanwhile, one analyst believes this complaint will be a test for the Comelec and a challenge for Marcos's presidential bid. Professor Dean Domanhit of Stratbase ADR told the chiefs that Marcos won't be able to position himself as a candidate with integrity if the complaint proves to have merit.
The disqualification case could be an irritant, depending on how the candidate will address this issue. It's a challenge also to the petitioners to lay down their facts.
Let's check in on other recent developments in Philippine politics. Vice presidential aspirant Senator Bongo says President Duterte is still considering a possible senatorial bid. Among the factors he is considering is whether his inclusion in the slate will help the administration bets to win. PDP Laban members are set to meet before November 15 to finalize their lineup for the 2022 elections. Manila Mayor Isko Moreno's campaign manager Lito Banayo has clarified that he has not left the group. He told 1PH sa Totoo Lang that reports of him resigning are simply rumors. Banayo also said that he has been present in the camp's events across the country. And LGUs have started vaccinating those without comorbidities under the 12 to 17 age group today. Greg Gregorio with the story.
Winlove and her 15-year-old son were previously infected with COVID-19, and now that pediatric vaccinations have begun, even for those without comorbidities, she didn't hesitate to get her son vaccinated. Now, JD is just waiting 3 weeks for his second dose.
It adds a layer of protection po kasi para sa akin. I think, and magiging kampante din ako lalo kapag lumalabas ako or pag nag-open na yung economy.
San Juan City joined today's kickoff of pediatric vaccinations for those without comorbidities. 80,000 individuals aged 12 to 17 have registered in the city for inoculation, 6,000 of which are actual residents, while the rest are students in the city. 800 of those have underlying medical condition, and more than half of them, at 481, have been vaccinated as of this morning. Mayor Francis Zamora said they target to vaccinate all registrants in the age group within a few weeks.
Ayaw nating maghalo sila o magkasabay. Now, as we go along, pwede naman natin schedule separately ang oras ng minors, oras ng adults.
Health Undersecretary Mirna Cabutaje says other LGUs can begin inoculating the age group if they're ready. The full nationwide implementation will take place on November 5. As of now, over 3% or 40,400 of the 1.2 million of this age group with comorbidities have been vaccinated. Just a small portion of the entire 12.7 million of this age group population. Cabutaje says with the current pace, 70% of the target population will have their first dose by the end of the month, and 50% will be fully vaccinated by the end of the year. The government is also awaiting recommendations regarding the vaccination of minors aged 11 years old and below.
We will have to wait for the vaccine expert panel. Ano ba ang recommended na dose for our below 11? Tapos sa ating Health Technology Assessment Council, kung ano yung mga titignan nila. And then our FDA, kung mabibigyan ng EUA.
As for booster shots, Cabutaje says an updated emergency use permit should be approved first before rollout. For News 5, Greg Gregorio, we are One News.
Nearly 150,000 vaccine doses were wiped out in a fire that broke out over at the Provincial Health Office in Zamboanga del Sur. LGUs in the province are now facing delayed vaccine rollout. Jem Avancenia with the story.
Over 100,000 COVID-19 vaccines allotted for Zamboanga del Sur went to waste after a fire broke inside the Provincial Health Office in Pagadian City last weekend. Out of 148,000 doses of Pfizer, Moderna, AstraZeneca, and Sinovac, only 38,000 vaccines were saved. However, health authorities are unsure whether this can still be used or not.
Pina-check namin ngayon sa DOH kasi dumating yung DOH region to check the viability of the Sinovac vaccines.
Kagampang also said they are still waiting for the result of Bureau of Fire Protection's final investigation on the cause of the fire. Initial investigation revealed that the fire started inside a building's basement area. The vaccines, which were located on the next floor, were easily raised by the fire. Health Secretary Francisco Duque said they are also investigating the incident.
We want to pinpoint accountability. Ano ba nangyari dito? If it's an accident, yes, they can explain that, I suppose.
Duque is also questioning the delay in vaccine distribution to different municipalities.
Those 150,000 should have been already deployed to the city's municipalities.
The Provincial Health Office explains that some municipalities do not have enough storage facility.
Na-overwhelm kami sa first time yun na marami talaga, ma'am. Wala rin silang ultra-low freezer.
Because of this, the LGU's vaccination drive is expected to meet delays.
Yung plan namin this month, November and then December, especially the 12 to 17 years old, plano namin tapusin on December kasi nakasked na yon.
The COVID-19 National Task Force is also looking to determine who should be held liable for the incident. Arriving vaccines will be temporarily placed in vacant storage facilities of LGUs in Zamboanga del Sur. The new ultra-low freezer of the province is expected to arrive next week. For News 5, Jem Avancenia, we are One News.
Researchers continue to investigate what causes long COVID. One rehabilitation clinic is helping patients recover from post-COVID-19 syndrome. We have the details in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
We've had one pandemic end, and we've got this new pandemic of people with persistent symptoms. We started seeing this cluster of people who were expressing different symptoms. The symptoms had changed from, headache and fever and chills and shortness of breath and cough. Now they were talking about dizziness and fatigue, and I can't seem to exercise the way I used to, and there's something about this that I can't shake, and my heart feels like it's beating out of its chest, and my arms are tingling, my feet are going blue. All of these very odd symptoms. Often by the the time they made it to our clinic, they're so overwrought that it's a miracle that they're still standing, let alone managing this highly debilitating condition. Now, we're at a point, fortunately, where we feel as though we have a rehab program that is producing results and is somewhat successful in helping people resolve their symptoms. But I will also say that some of our patients who have been discharged for the longest are experiencing relapses. We know that when we increase people's CO2 levels, an edge comes off of their symptoms in most cases. Psychologically, that's a big deal. Just being able to say, I have control over this, as opposed to, I almost fainted and I have no idea why. Finding the right breathwork protocol for the right set of symptoms can sometimes be a bit of trial and error, but these things have measurable physiological effects, and so they can be really powerful.
Let's take a quick look now at today's other top stories. The Manila Bay Dolomite Beach will remain closed as rehabilitation efforts continue in the area. The Environment Department says their focus now is to make the water suitable for swimming. The Metro Manila Council has decided to lift the unified curfew hours in the NCR starting tomorrow. Local executives, though, may still impose curfew hours among minors within their jurisdictions. And more than 100 global leaders at the COP26 summit have pledged to end deforestation by 2030. This commitment involves $19 billion in public and private funding. For more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. Masks on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. I am Sean Yao. We are One News.